Banned by science. The space secrets NASA won't admit. What if everything you knew about the universe was wrong? What if hidden within the fabric of space-time were secrets so explosive they were quietly buried by the very institutions we trust to tell us the truth? Imagine an object that doesn't pull things in like a black hole, but violently throws them out. Imagine particles that can go faster than light. Imagine galaxies that don't attract, but repel matter, pushing entire star systems away with a force we can't yet explain. These aren't scenes from a science fiction novel. These are real theories, real phenomena, and in some cases, real data. But there's a problem. These ideas challenge the sacred laws of modern physics. They question Einstein. They make the Big Bang look like just one version of a larger truth. And for that reason, they are kept at the edges of science. Dismissed, ignored, and sometimes even censored. This is the video NASA hopes you'll never see. Because today, we're going beyond the public-facing science. We're diving into forbidden theories, hidden data, and suppressed discoveries that could change how we see the universe and our place in it forever. White holes, faster-than-light particles, mass-repelling galaxies, cosmic time loops, the ghostly echoes of other universes. Each of these sounds like madness until you see the evidence. And once you do, you'll never unsee it. The forbidden side of space science. In 1984, a little-known physicist published a theory suggesting that our universe might be leaking energy into another dimension. His paper was quietly rejected by 4 journals. Not because the math was flawed, but because, as one reviewer noted, this concept is too far outside accepted cosmological theory to be useful. That sentence tells you everything. Science, at its best, is about curiosity and open questions. But modern science, as it stands, is deeply institutional. Funding, politics, reputation, and tenure define what is acceptable to research and what is not. Let's talk about the unwritten blacklist, the topics that grant committees won't touch, that peer reviewers silently kill, and that space agencies don't officially comment on. Physicist Eric Davis once wrote a report for the U.S. Air Force Research Lab exploring faster-than-light propulsion and wormholes. That report was classified. When it was leaked in 2018, most scientists dismissed it without reading it. But inside were equations, footnotes, and references to exotic mass and metric engineering, concepts straight out of science fiction, but grounded in Einstein's own field equations. So why ignore them? Because funding bodies like NASA, the European Space Agency, and national science foundations rely on public and political support. And talking about white holes, alien engineering, or particles that travel backward in time doesn't sit well with taxpayers. But ignoring something doesn't make it disappear. In 2007, NASA briefly published images showing unusual gravitational lensing that couldn't be explained by normal physics. Days later, the images were taken down. The official reason? Calibration errors. But insiders who spoke anonymously suggested there was a deeper concern. The lensing pattern suggested a mass repeller, a gravitational anomaly that pushed light away. In standard physics, gravity only pulls. But in forbidden science, gravity can repel. There's a pattern here. Whenever something breaks the model, it vanishes from mainstream channels. But thanks to whistleblowers, leaked documents, and brave independent scientists, pieces of the truth survive. And when you stitch those pieces together, a very different picture of the universe begins to form. One where time loops, one where gravity isn't always attractive, one where light speed isn't the limit. In the next chapter, we dive into the most controversial idea of all. The white hole, theoretical sibling of the black hole, and possibly the gate to another reality. White holes, the reverse engines of the universe. Most of us are familiar with black holes, the terrifying cosmic vacuum cleaners that devour everything in their path. Nothing escapes them, not even light. But what if there were an exact opposite? An object that could never be entered, only exited? A cosmic fountain that spews out matter and energy, but into what? And from where? Enter the white hole. The white hole is the theoretical twin of the black hole, predicted by the same equations in Einstein's general relativity. It's a solution to the math that says, if space can collapse inward to a singularity, it can also explode outward from one. Here's how it works. A black hole is formed when a massive star collapses under its own gravity, becoming so dense that it tears the very fabric of space. Now, mathematically, that collapse can be reversed, replacing infalling matter with emerging matter. The result? A white hole. But here's the mystery. We've never seen one. Or have we? The possible evidence. Some astrophysicists believe white holes might not be theoretical forever. In 2006, the Integral satellite detected a mysterious gamma-ray burst lasting only a few milliseconds, but without the typical signs of a collapsing star. It appeared suddenly, with enormous energy, and then vanished. What if it wasn't a supernova, but the birth of a white hole? Another candidate is the ER equals EPR theory, one of the strangest concepts in modern quantum gravity. It suggests that black holes might be connected to white holes through wormholes. Think of it like cosmic plumbing. One side sucks in, the other side spits out. This theory, supported by string theorists like Leonard Susskind and Juan Meldacena, implies that black holes and white holes could be quantum, entangled across vast distances or even across universes. Which raises the next question. If white holes exist, where is the stuff coming from? The universe before the Big Bang. One radical idea gaining traction is that white holes are not only real, but ancient. Some cosmologists speculate that our universe itself may have emerged from a white hole, possibly the remnant of a collapsed star from another universe. In 2014, a paper from Carlo Rovelli and Francesca Vidato proposed that a black hole in one universe could, through quantum tunneling, give birth to a white hole in another. In other words, the Big Bang might not have been the beginning, but a bounce from another dimension. It explains the arrow of time, cosmic inflation, and entropy better than many traditional models. Yet NASA never talks about this. The silent data. In 2020, Hubble recorded a deep field anomaly, a region of space with no apparent matter, but strange outward flows of infrared light. It didn't match gravitational lensing, nor the expected behavior of dark matter. The data was stored, flagged, and quietly archived. One astronomer anonymously reported in a Reddit AMA that the data resembled something like a one-way energy pulse, like a flash from nowhere. A flash from nowhere. If white holes exist, they do exactly that. Burst briefly, emit energy, and then vanish before collapsing or dispersing into dark radiation. Why the silence? Here's the hard truth. If white holes exist, then time travel might be possible. They imply wormholes. They imply multiverses. They even imply that the information paradox of black holes isn't a paradox at all, because the information never disappeared, it just came out somewhere else. This would destroy the foundations of current physics. It would mean Einstein was right about general relativity, but wrong about the boundaries of causality. It would mean Stephen Hawking's radiation model was incomplete. It would demand new physics, physics that